Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Cherrywood and welcome to this video on how to effectively use Poe.Trade. Okay, so what we are going to do today is I'm gonna show you what possibilities there are when you're searching for a ring or a jewel and how to effectively use them as best. So for this one, we need a guide. This one is a Hoa specifically that uses lightning damage as his main source of damage, which he gains from intelligence and attack speed from dexterity, as you can see. So what is important for this build? Intelligence foremost, because it gives damage, and dexterity is also important, but getting those both and increased weapon elemental damage is probably a bit much. Okay, so this ring is pretty good and this ring is pretty good, but let's find something equal to this ring. Okay, so we search for it. I'll show you the search. So we search for all these things, but we didn't specify anything here, so we will just get a random search. We're gonna search and I'm gonna tell you why this is bad. First of all, this one is a tier 4 prefix, so that's the first one. It's also the cheapest one that you will find with all of these stats. It doesn't have any resistances. The dexterity and the intelligence is nice, and it's on an opal ring, which is good, but still this would hurt you in the end. Okay, so now let's look at the second one. This doesn't even have elemental damage on the affixes, so only the implicit. And now this one has good, but it has low intelligence, low dexterity. It has attack speed, which is nice, and some resistances. So this is overall a pretty good ring. And this one also low stats. This one has high intelligence, high all attributes, high this, but that ring also costs 30 exalted. Okay, so how are we going to fix this? I mean, yeah, 4.5 exalted isn't much, but the ring is also not, it's good. Let me just say that it's really good ring, but if you want to min-max, this ring isn't going to give you that much damage. So I did that for you in the second picture. So there's a lot of possibilities that you can do with Poe.Trade, but I'll show you the main example. Okay, so before you search anything, you have this stat here. It shows you AND, NOT, COUNT, SUM, and IF. So these three are the most important ones that I'm going to talk about today. So first one is all specified mods must exist and match their values. So I typed in increased elemental damage with weapons 32. At least. It must have at least 32. Intelligence at least 35. You really want to get it higher, but for now it doesn't really matter. So we search for AND, and now count. Okay, so what is count? Count specifies the number of mods that should be matched. Okay, so we can type in 3 things here, and on the ring we want at least 2 of these stats to be on the ring, right? Because yeah, that's what we are searching for, and these are not that important compared to these 2. So for instance, this is a 1 exalted craft. If it's not on there, we can just craft it ourselves, so that's not a big deal. Okay, so now let's search this. I already searched it before, but I will just gonna show you. Okay, well, that's a big difference. The first one we find is 40 chaos. Okay, we find another one here, but if you go and look at it from like a real perspective, it has crafted maximum energy shield on it, so that's not that good, but it's still better than nothing. But what we are looking for here is it has 38% increased elemental damage. It has dexterity and intelligence, 1.7 life regenerated. Okay, that's pretty bad. I can assure you that's pretty bad. You don't want that on a Hoa ring, but it's on a budget. You can buy it for 40C already instead of 4.5. That isn't GG, because if you're gonna find GG, you're gonna search here and it's 30 exalted as I showed before. So what you really want to do is specify what are the most important stats that you want to find and what are good things that you want to search for. So yeah, that's basically what we did. We searched the most important ones, then the intelligence, and we could even add more stats like elemental resistance pseudo. So at least 20, just for searching sake, right? So every ring that has these stats will now also show. Okay, so it has these 2 things that we wanted. It has resistance and maximum energy shield. So it has 4 stats that we searched for. Same as this one, same as this one, but we really don't want to get breach rings because they don't have an implicit, so we can easily eliminate them by saying no, I don't want any corrupted items. So see how easy you can actually specify what you're searching for and what you want to find. Now we have already found a lot more rings that are suitable for our search, and if you even want to go further into this, say the most important stat for you as a person is elemental. I say something. So you click on that and now it will show the highest one first. So it has physical, intelligence, 2 resistances and % increased maximum energy shield. It costs 25 exalted, but it already has 42 increased elemental damage with weapons. And this one, 20 exalted, but this is still a very insane ring. It adds even more lightning damage and increased. So this is how easy you can specify your search, make it a bit less tight. So say you can get energy shield on other stats, right? You can get maybe a somewhat better gloves or somewhat better boots so that you can miss a few stats on the rings. If you want to min-max completely, sure, you want to buy that ring for 25 exalted or whatever the price is at that point. But this is how you can easily find what is not so expensive. Look, another one, diamond ring, pretty good base. Pretty good, I mean really good base. He has intelligence, elemental damage. It has resistance, pretty low. But yeah, it is still a good ring, and it only costs 200 chaos instead of 15 exalted or 25, whatever. So now for the next one, we are going to find jewels. Okay, so this guy has a lot of information on what jewels. He wants 2 prefixes and 2 suffixes from the list below. Okay, well, we know now how to use the count, so we can easily add this into our search. See, we added all of these things and all of these things, and now these are the prefixes, so we want 2 of those, right? So we search for 2 of those and we search for 2 of these. Now let's find it. Okay, well, this has increased attack speed, physical attack damage, and 10% increased area damage. Okay, maybe this was a bit too much. I'm not using any axes. I'm not using any swords, for instance, right? But I want to choose between maces and staffs. Okay, let's find that again. And now we already found increased damage, increased physical damage, and with staffs. So this is a pretty good item. Or this one, staffs. But yeah, still, I don't really like staffs, so let's get rid of the staffs. Yeah, okay. There's another one over here. And now you only have maces or increased physical damage. So no specified weapon or with a mace. And now these are much more expensive, but this is to show how easy you can find what you are searching for on Poe.Trade. I hope this guide helped you in learning how to better understand what the possibilities are and how you can search for specific items. Yeah, I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, before I forget, lately I've been streaming a lot of my gameplay on Twitch. I will link down below in the comments, or I mean in the description, and so you can see it for yourself. For now, I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.